powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you deny funny face. It's not my brother. I don't know him. You don't know funny face. It's not my brother. You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Wabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
While in Kumasi, Laurie and I spent a night in a hostel called Tumi Ghana. This place was recommended by Laurie Lawson and is located in a prime area just about 5 minutes drive from the Kumasi shopping mall.
Welcome to Tumi Ghana.
Thank you.
And so I will give you a little introduction about us, and then I'll take you to your room. I hope you don't mind.
Oh yeah, I don't mind. I mean, as brief as possible.
Yes. We sponsor women, like we train women to do everything you see here is made by our women. They are single mothers and dropout girls. So we train them how to sew, how to do, like plan their lives, how to empower themselves, how to be confident, self-confident in them. So we are more like women empowerment. Okay. So we train them to do sewing and entrepreneurship. Yeah. So everything you see here is made by our women, including the hostel goes back to help them. And so we're more like non-profitable organization.
But do you sell?
Yes, we sell them to our guests. Like
okay.
Yeah, you can look around, try anything on, and if you buy,
are they affordable?
They are very affordable. Okay. They are very beautiful. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So you try
I mean,
them
once
on.
we are spending the night here, at least we get more
Yes,
time
you
to
get
see.
more time to try them on, check, yeah. And then you buy, and immediately you buy, you sponsor us. That's our kitchen. If you need anything, you can ask the kitchen or ask the reception, and we'll be glad to help you.
You are welcome to my room. This room is called Adwa. I love the bed. It comes with an AC and a fan.
Nice.
Laurie is my roommate.
Yes. I'm always your roommate.
I know, right? And we are sharing the room together. Yes. Laurie has a YouTube channel. You all should show her some love.
Lawson.
Okay.
So subscribe.
They will.
Oh, guys, guess what? The room is in my name. Because
Ajwa.
I'm a Monday boy, and this room is called Ajwa.
You look like the woman behind. This is how you're going to look when you grow. Let's go to the bathroom. Oh wow. It's a very spacious bathroom. The old mirror that's broken, but it's fine. And we have like space to keep this. So this is how the dorms look like. Breakfast. We have some pineapple juice. Laurie is also having the same. How are you doing this
Oh,
month?
I'm good though. There's free cheese, there's bread and egg. So, right here.
One thing I like about this place is the fact that they make you feel at home. I'm already feeling at home. The breakfast was good, and even the aesthetics of this place is very beautiful. Like, see, this place would definitely be my hideout anytime I come to Kumasi, just as Laurie said on her channel too. So yeah, I really like it here. It feels just like home. It's really relaxing. Everyone is very, very nice.
My
the
favorite
staff
part is the breakfast.
the staff are sweet. It's highly recommended.
No
and the fact
pressure.
that your money goes into the women, the NGO and everything, that's the good part about this place. I mean, come to Kumasi and come and support them here, because they are really doing a good job. This is how the breakfast area looks like. This is how the compound looks like. So it looks like a house. It actually looks like a house, and this is like their smoking area. So I really really love plants, so seeing this alone is so beautiful. I would recommend this place 100%. And I had a good night yesterday too. My night was so calm. It was so cool. The bed was very comfortable. And yeah, so the reason why I like this place is the fact that they empower women through their projects, and so all the funds they get from the hostel and the items they sell, they actually use in teaching people how to sew, how to do things with their hands. And so that's one of the reasons why I really like this place. And so all the money they get here are generated into the NGO. And so yeah, that's the atmosphere here. So we were late for dinner, and so we ended up with noodles from our sweetheart. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And there are a lot of mosquitoes here. Look at this.
Yes,
the light.
The light.
Laurie is also having noodles, but hers is more spicier than mine. Also a kente weaving going on here at the Tumi hostel. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, I see you are weaving a beautiful pattern.
Yes.
What's this called?
Semeketepa.
Kintepa.
Semeketepa.
Semeketepa.
Spread me a good mat.
Oh, okay. How long have you been doing this?
8 years now.
8 years?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yesterday we went to the kente weaving at Bonri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, looking at your pattern looks very, very different and unique.
Yeah. I can do a whole lot of patterns.
How long does it take to finish a whole 6 years?
Okay, it depends on the pattern. Especially this one, it takes 1 week, 2-3 days to finish the women.
The 6 years?
Yeah, the 6 years.
Oh, okay. And the thread extends to, yeah, that's quite a distance. Yeah, they don't have space.
Why?
I mean, Bonri, to have it this long.
Yeah. Depends on where you are. You do your baby.
I like your hair too. So guys, this brings us to the end of this vlog. I am finally leaving Tumi hostel, and I spent 2 nights. So far it's been amazing. The food has been amazing. The people are so nice. They make you feel at home, and oh yeah, I mean, it was worth my stay. It's just across the street here, and it's actually in town. This is how the entrance looks like. So yeah, it's been really, 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 really amazing. Yeah. And their breakfast is, Laurie, what do you think about Tumi hostel?
It was great. Such a lovely place to stay. I enjoyed every bit of my stay here. Anytime I'm here, I'm definitely, lodging here. Center and easy to go everywhere.
Yeah. So yeah, until next time on my channel, blow them a kiss and subscribe to her channel too.
We're gathered here this morning to undertake a very important activity of the armed forces. Since I took office in 2017, government has been working to satisfy the logistical and personnel needs of the armed forces. And I can say with all confidence that we have achieved modest successes in this endeavor. The last time I presented equipment and vehicles to the armed forces was on Thursday, 5th December 2019, here at Burma Camp. On that day, I presented 33 armored personnel carriers, 41 assorted Toyota vehicles, 3 water tankers, 1 self-loading recovery truck, 1 refrigeration van, and 5 utility vehicles for waste disposal and management. I did indicate in my address on that day that there was more to come. As you know by now, the government of the New Patriotic Party is a promise-keeping one, and I'm here to redeem that pledge. Today, I'm here to present 40 Cobra II armored personnel carriers, which according to military standards are very strong and versatile armored vehicles, and which will help us contain even better the security threats posed at our northern borders, as well as provide the necessary protection for our western and eastern frontiers. Officers, men and women of the armed forces, I commend you for the work you're doing on a daily basis to protect the territorial integrity and stability of our country. Indeed, my highest commendation goes to all ranks for their outstanding performance in the recent Operation Peace Trail, which provided security for the 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections. I commend the armed forces also for your continued commitment to the ongoing operations Conquered Fist and Motherland, intended to create a secure, peaceful atmosphere at the northwestern, northern, and northeastern borders of the country, and also to contain so-called secessionist activities along our eastern frontiers. I urge you to continue to collaborate with the Ministries of National Security, Interior, Foreign Affairs, and the Ghana Revenue Authority, as well as all relevant ministries and agencies, to ensure that we maintain a robust disposition that will deter potential aggressors who may attempt to derail the political and socio-economic gains we have chalked so far. Accordingly, officers, men and women, I declare the 40 APCs duly commissioned. May God bless the Ghana Armed Forces and us all. And may God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong.
The way me see share the woman back up, me blame me when we ask them. I told her be crana. Me say bibi ya me say me no more draw crana me. Say even kobi ya me kuna wu. Enfie na nkeni kwase me tebe ma ne fie. Ka me ma me mu pa na me bosuafo. E ma me dan wo ma me mu fie na makwa akwetena. Me bi kura no pa ne say me bobosia. E de ma me ma ne to aduane. Me woni say ya wu bi ba akope. Ya wo ba akwa obedide. Ba me de me ba akwa ya wo me de. Ke ya di wu me du anka me pe.
Etiefo edan a muhui aboafo ni mu baako dan a oton edan ni 4-bedroom house a ya tile mu kama edan yi wo Kaswa Estate Junction a eben kwa ho edan ni mu bia wo ne washroom asande electric fence etwa ni na ehia aha ye kitchen aha ye hall esanso wo garden bia wobetimi adua bibibiara wopese wodua wo ene emrem se eya obi koto dan a ne odwen ho pa eyensuo nanso enisa homa ne ya wodadwen kra efse inso ho enye den se wani gi dan ho na wopese woto a freye wan homa trufo iso 0242 074 276 me sanso esisu bio 0242 074 276 na meteso amamo edase.
So today I'm on a plot of land, not just a plot.
a 40-acre plot of land around Oyibi, Old Sasabi. It's between Ubuntu Heaven and Apollonia City of Light. You hear the names? Okay, so this particular property has a good road, there's water, there's light. People have already bought theirs and they are putting up their structures. If you can see, so just call the numbers and get yours. Be your own landlord. It's about time. Stay tuned. Okay, so we just passed Car Junction. We are still going around the plot. As you can see to my left, that is Ubuntu Heaven. Some have already gotten their plots and then have their buildings ongoing. There's light, there's water as well. You wouldn't have problem with land litigation and land guards and all that. As you can see, there are no land guards around. There's a good place to invest if you need a plot of land, 3, 4, and put up some businesses.
For Crime Check Foundation, yɛde charity series no abepie mu ewo Kumase Swame na yɛnya yenuaba Fosina Nsia ewo ha se yene no ebedi nkomo obekunafo a se wan sorry na wan kodi pawo panka krakra de one ne mabedi mpo eyeden sanse ebusua enibi na busua wo ne kunu ebusua wo obia ensa esi efom. Yebeko ya mami hona yanene din komoni ahwe emwa Crime Check Foundation yebetimi ede aboa yenua beye.
Sama yi obey mapom din beko yi a na ye 21st clinic.
What 21st clinic dear? Esuna fidie a ye de yenhwehwemu. Ena esuna fidie a ye de sayade. Ye wo emfidie ni nrupa ye de sayade o haw bia na atwire.
Akoma yade, ese kire yade.
Ahohwehye, wo sisi, wo to asentini atwetwen wo. Ye funu, awo ne enam nsensem.
21st clinic. Ye twa scan, ye yemogyamu hyehyemu.
Afeti esumasem.
Se wanti woni pedua na se a, wonte ayaresa ase. Esono se wa ahoden, ena esono se wa apomden.
21st clinic wo branches bebre. Wo Kumase, Ubon 21st clinic wo ahwan a eben Alpha Radio. Accra, ye wo Domi Market, Heavy Do Dynamo. Yen krabata binsu wo BA. Any seshi. Freyen wo 0540 311 311.
21st clinic na ye wo krom.
Adena wusu. Ya samera ho me blame ho wo wi ase dodo. Nti ase mo frɛ me am baby samasam na ma areho ahye me so.
Aden den ma wo reho.
Ise me ne boafo bia me kuna free mo 4 years ni masini bi me so me ma me wo me nko a me papa woni bi nti de wa me si hwede ye wo me ba ko pa me bla me ho wo wi ase no eto da bi kura na me se bibia me se me no maduro kura na mi ti me tete wo wi ase nkura na ye me ensa me so ra ho ma chena ma nko enye na me ye school mu kantin ni bi international school ti yare ba me kwa na makoye koko tin bo fruit na ma chi kwa echima nsuo ne tosa wo kwa ye nto na me san dia be fef abesifie ti ade eto mre na me ba so a me jo me ba anka etwade na menya na ma chechire na me de kwa echima ebu okra me kwa me nsem bia 2 cedi 3 cedi
Chei ofrifie bedwomu a ske kita won sem ye 2 cedis
cry ya lolo fe cry ebi wo so a wo be ba cry nto lolo fa de be kono na ayedin de won nkra ne san be di so kra no na san da ne wadwendwene enu ntie se kakra mde ye adwuma kra me ni bi ti to da bia na me hu na me so me to me mpe me masam me pesa me tana na me bobla na me hwe me mafi se ko fa be ma no kra oni mu abia ode be boa wo nti anuanom wa wo mu abia ode be boa mi afa bon fi se me to me ni obia be busua mo mpo obi ni bi mpo no waboa na papa so kra wo me woni bi nti wa wo mu ode be boa me ne fa dom me
yenhye one be mate aware awo mensa na ofiri mo obetimi eba ne sen
ba cho me kunu no wanyare me sorry ahomache sata na me ton ba nche mo le so am run about ti me sorry ahomache na me bai ti me ko na me se bla me ko nti ya hwe akra na me wa akra wanya 2 years na me se bla mpa cho ya hwe Linda mama me ko aba na osuye uni nya me nko ti me wo hono mo sana asa me ho ye mbasa na me ba fie me bedu fie ne nipa gu ye fie ne kwana no chuo na me adai di asem na esi no so ukunu na yare na de no ko hospital na msa eno de no ko hospital na nipa betwa ahia ha sa no msa ho na me call me maame wo me nana na mko em se nana ye sinsia yare ne ye nko na ye nko hwe ne no se wo se doctor se bofo na msa no obi o yare de doctor se bofo sa na yare no ma ware aye me ho ade intimate me no wako na me nana se for studio nya abotre o ma ba no mka se ta ma ye mfa hwe no ne ye de ko na me see you mate na me see you mate intime ba ye no mete ho sa me kura me hyedem mete se nkrofo bi gina me poneti gas bi so kura me no mo ye free ba me no mo ni agro omo sesa me sa na me sa na dia na mo sesa me sa obi ampane ba bi mfa se na mo sesa me no me so first nye bibia ti me hyedem na mete se omo sinsia ye de ne ko na wawu ti me fa na we gina me fa wa we hu me anu watu ate na me sa irade dia se se me yem kosua nyina bobo
hu se de omo nka asem na nkyerɛ se be ma na free
omo so omo frɛ me wo kwan na wo se ka mi kuna wu aka bɛbɔ me ti obi aso on frɛ me mo mama ni ti mi ameto na me ho yɛ mbasabasa se me yɛ mo hyehyɛ me na bibisi sɔre kofi na me sɔre na me de ko yes wa yare om de ne ko doctor nti bo be sis na me na ba me nkyɛn ofi oba na o se first nti wa na me nso mo de America ba e na o se be ma na ye ko ye wa anye yo yes wa free mu nene ye di so mu abia na mto be ma ni fi o mu ntu me da so ti fi o bi yo mu boni aye kra nyankopon be bi same afeso a ebi de je 500 ebi ji 2 na o mu nyina so kro mo wo ma enyi o mu da bia na nipa na betima akase
ntimi mfa wo ha wo kotso
nipa na so enya da bia na nipa na afeso a obetima akase yese ono so wo ma wo nipi enti me ya me kokotena e ho no ma afeso na ene da na metime de me ka se me yi o mo boni aya na me boa nipa ni kura me no hu me nko a wo de be ma me ba nka me de nka me perse nka me nya dwetre na nka me ya me de ya madwuma ne nka bia me han me dan na me ne me makotena ne nka bia me bo me bra
enti enkra me ensa no omo ko school ma setena mu etesem
ba cho me kunu nua ba ko o ma me nua ba ma se de o me ma me ensa ene me ma no me no afri mu na aka ba akope ono so ba ko no kro nya adwuma bia nti ni nua ba ko ene hwe ketwa ne international school ba ni school fees ni books de woto ba se fa na didie mu woni panyine ni nyina se fa na didie mu de me na me koble na me de ahwe wo mo
se ebusuafo ne ebo kakra just that ebi na eni honom bebresa okay nti sisi ya lockdown yi eba ye ya corona ya ye hu anu edwom etesen ankatwade mpo ye to ubedwom a unya bi ekofie na modi
ba cho ya le ba ya me ba edwom edi na menye se atwade na edwom na me wo school e se atwade na bi okra oba na wotom aye nto ebi ama me bi na wa hono na be fa rover ba ko ato ama me na makoton biton wi ebi ame nko na me nsem 2 cedi o de fa ka kokosi ahwe bi kura no pane se me bobosia e de ma me ma ne to aduane di na me ba se me nya bi wo so me de atua ni pa kura no ka bi ametimi de me yam komandante sa a chine me yam ebi ame pona me kwa se pano wan siri kura na meto edi na me de aka na to aduane ama nkola no na ma da ho no mo sa ni menum nsuo sa kopom se ade be cha me san soro ahomache aba
na chese atetene mu edin edemawo eda wo beba edwaye utimi ton ade be ese
bi ada edwaye ametima ton ade menya bi a 200 de edwaye 200 na menya 20 series and amenya me woni say ya wo bi ba akope ya wo ba akwan obedide ba me de me ba akwan ya wo me de ke ya di wo me du anka me pe fi se me to me ho kire me a me no obi a me ka masama kire no me ho kire me a me hyede mo sa na me ne me ma ne bia me tini so ne tem bia na arewa hye me so fi se me to no me ma me mu fie obi a ne die obi ncheke obi nti me ana me bo me blood hwe me ma fi se even ko bia me kuna wu enfie na nke ni kwase me te be ma ne fie ka me ma me mu pa na me busuafo e ma me dan wo ma me mu fie na makwa akwetena e wo so me ma me ni dan ma me koko wo Nigeria ta mo frɛ me se me ma me yar me ko e na jese wo kra mo masie tie ne tembi ana se ara wash me so senke bia ye ngome mienu ana me sa Gabi bi ha me mpo am dia koto me nua bi ani. Nti na to da bia ya na arewa ahyemeso.
Fosi ensu na asidanka nyame mpo se wo nsa na wo nan. Obi de chen wo de se wonim sa. Obi wo hono mo obi kra de fi ase. Ono nso won ka dan. Ewu sa ho kire ne wo ho de so ya na wo de bi a hyeche wo. Obi ba wi ase kwa wa ngo ba kompo de se nyame adom mo miensa. Nti ma enkra ne nya rechichire. Emfama wo. Na yenhwe de nyame be yese aboafo ebeso mu na wonye dwetire kakra ade adidwa bacha so wati ase
Etore bia me saati wa me sei even kura bia me ma me wo me nko ampo na busua mpo obi amwa me ho kire me yale da wa me kunu mpo wu ye me busua fo obi ampo amanga se first je 10 pesos mpo ne fato nsuo ma afenso emma obi nga se first jiwe kura fama wo ma enti me sa adwene se me wugya me ma no mpo no wa mpo ne be hwe o ma na de mpo no mo be nti eba sa na ma dwene sa na ma san ebi wo so ti bem tin se na me fa be ma kura na twem pona so obebo wa na san se emmoa me bi kura nipa no kofa no wo yire wo ma ebi kura wo dia wo kwa koble no no san ba ba gi ani ti to da bia na me cha me te ho nti bi wa me na fufu no mo sa first obi oku na wufo ekofo yes aka be mo so me miensa umpe be me ne ta me se be ma nti me mo me da chi nti me bla na ma hwe me ma obi kura be ka cha me so pe me kura nipa kro no me fa ma dwene ma me mfie no se woto uniska wo de han dan onu won se monete na akokofa be ma wo ba be da ho na wo sore agya wo ma honom na wakose me kwa akoda be ma ho nti me dwene ho a nti mo se emwa me ena me so kura me fele se me tene fi on ma yesa me pese nyankopon boa me na boa fo be bia ma me be wa na ma da wo ma se mpo bi me fie kura nka ye ma wo kura wo ntana ho so kuna wu na me nsem me ma me mu fie o beka se tena ho no me ma won tena ba wo de munya do ma me e ma me tena fie na me de wa me ni so ade ni de wa wo ba me sini wo mo je no o mu so enya me ho do e de ama me ne me ma pacho me nua mo me ma me mo ene me papa mo ne me nua me ma mo me tuo me ni da so ni erate minim se mo akanfo a mo ka me ho na nyame be ka makoma ama boa me fi se menin na agade mi wo bi na papa so kura woni bi ti me sira mo we ka wakoma na obedrum me kakra se bi me nua ba first je na fa ye dwete na fa ye adwuma no minim se nyankopon be hira nyankopon na hwe kunafo so ti se wonya bi na woyi makunani a nyankopon obo mo ho me da mo se mo tie me
Ashafo emprebebre ya na Crime Check Foundation ye bedi adwumadi ya na aboafo bi ene adofo bi ene di enim ema yeba ena yeba no ye nua ba odi enim ema yebra ye ye nkasa yade nyina Presla Owusu a owo USA sesa Presla odi sika bi eba ye se yenche na enso ekunafo nyanka ne obi biara ne ho kire no eso na emu ena yeyi 580 Ghana cedis a eyetitis kano 5.8 yade maye mami na odi ya yedwetire de ahye abrabo ase na se emu akese ne ba Crime Check Foundation yade abro no ye nua ba bia owo US maimu ye frɛ no Presla Owusu Presla se yembra 5.8 na fa eyedwetire fa hye edwa ase
Menu Prince la onyankopon wo nhyira wo ya wo hwehwe no wa ablabon mu biara de wonyama ye wu bisa onfa no mo mesra enkwane ahode ne bambo me de ma mesra rade se wadwuma biara wo ye biara rade mfa ne nsanka no no mo me da wase nyankopon wo nhyira wo da ne da nyina onyame wonka ho bye bye
Yenua ba Presla Owusu a owo USA mame odisika bi eba yese yemfa endi yedwumadi yi emu ena yeyi 580 Ghana cedis ede ama yenua ba yi na sada ekoma wo se akokobon kokrokwa na ye aseda ena oba kunafo Faustina nsia ede ema wo se wanya dwetire na ode ehye abrabo ase Yenua no ma aka nso me patro se ka wakoma na wo pesa wo boa yenua bayi na otimi ehwe ne ma a onkoye me masem otimi hwe ne ma na onko no meduro entity enkokro ne ho a me patro for Crime Check Foundation na ene yen eni nkomo dia wo de baba bia obeka se okuna 4 na enti ena wo de ba no ye besom na yaje e de apre no yeda obi biara ase.
Gender-based violence in the world of work and access to decent work is a key focus of our work as part of our efforts aimed at embarking on evidence-based advocacy. We commissioned a research in 2018 which authenticated the pervasive nature of sexual harassment and exploitation in the world of work. Even though the research focused on young urban women working in the informal sector, it is safe to say that the findings of this research help to paint a picture of happenings in the formal sector as well. This study revealed the repeated sexually oriented behavior, such as touching, robbing, or grouping, that's done without the permission of other party or that is consented, but creates a hostile work environment for others. For others are the form of sexual exploitation that is the most experienced by the young urban women spaces of Ghana. As many as 44% of the respondents in the research indicated that having experienced that, the unfortunate reality is that as many as 60% of the respondents, many did not report their experiences of sexual harassment, while 64% of the respondents indicated that they had the opportunities for seeking redress against sexual harassment in workplace. This fact highlights the need to create safe spaces for women to report all forms of violence. Ladies and gentlemen, unpacking the issue of sexual harassment in the workplace of work is critical in finding a lasting solution. I am of the view that while we encourage victims to speak up and call out offenders, we need to look at the current legislative regime and propose ways of strengthening the existing laws to ensure a safe working environment for women. I am therefore very excited that as part of this national dialogue today, we will be launching a mapping and gap analysis of Ghana's legislative and policy framework against ending violence against women and girls in the workplace. The piece of work will be crucial in bridging the gap and ensuring a violence-free working environment for women.
I've worked in the area of labor laws and policies for a while, and also as a practitioner, I've handled a few sexual harassment related cases. I think that the best way we can address the issue of sexual harassment, particularly in the workplace, is to have a policy, an all-embracing policy on sexual harassment and other forms of violence, which will spell out, what the problem is, the various areas in which it occurs and come up with proposals on how to address it. This will guide the review of the existing laws. We have a few laws which addresses sexual harassment. We have the Labour Act, which has provisions which makes it an unfair termination of employment if a person leaves work, a particular employment, because of repeated acts of sexual harassment. We also have a little bit of it in the Domestic Violence Act. When it comes to domestic workers, they are protected. One of the grounds on which they are protected is on when it comes to sexual harassment. Their workplace is the domestic home, so that's the domestic setting. It makes provisions to address it. The Children's Act calls for abuse, the removal of abuse against children, addressing it, particularly children who are in apprenticeship. Also addresses that as well. So basically, there are a number of laws in place, but you will see that the definitions are not very comprehensive enough, etc. Some of the laws are also a little old. Currently, we have the ILO Convention 190, which addresses violence and harassment in the workplace. And it has a lot of lessons that we can learn from and pick from in developing a policy. It has a broader definition of sexual harassment. It looks at the definition to include not just the quid pro quo, you do this for me and I do this, but also the creation of a hostile environment type of sexual harassment. When it comes to the scope, it's very broad. It applies to, it says that when you are defining violence and sexual harassment, you should look at it from the formal and informal sector. You should look at it as it applies to not only workers, both in the formal and informal sector, but volunteers, job applicants, and a wide range of people, and even third parties. These are people who are clients, etc., who sometimes can come and harass people in the workplace. And then in terms of applicability, as I've indicated, both formal and informal, in the rural setting, and then in the public and private sector. So there are lots of lessons we can learn from it in developing a comprehensive policy, and then ensuring that there are adequate remedies and avenues for people who suffer this form of violence.
A human being is born to be free. That is our starting point. A human being is born to live in decent life, or in decency. But unfortunately, the structure of the workplace and our economy does not allow us to live in dignity. It is for this reason that we in labor have come to the appreciation that the issues confronting us is not a matter that an individual can deal with. We need collaboration. So we become a collective. My colleague director from Action Aid has indicated that much of our problems are coming from our law. The existing legislative framework or regime is part to blame for the violence at the workplace. Even though there has been some elements of provisions that seek to protect violence, is not adequate. So what we have done, after over 10 years of operationalizing the Labor Act 651, we decided to propose to our partners, government and employers, for a review of the Labor Act. In GhanaWeb, we have decided to do an audit of the Labor Act and practices at the workplace. The TUC set up a committee. Fortunately, GhanaWeb is a member, myself, and we made proposals for a review of the Labor Act. We have submitted our proposals to government. We expect the other partners to come with their proposals, and then we can negotiate it out. we are not just looking at the law, we are also looking at the general policy framework. Unfortunately, it appears state institutions have either been incapacitated to do what they ought to do or are simply failing to do what they are supposed to do. We have the Labor Department, we have the Minister of Employment and Social Welfare, we have the institutions, we have the gender ministries. They need to be strengthened. They need to be given the resources. But this is, in our view, a deliberate state action to weaken institutions that are supposed to be working for the enhancement and protection of labor, and particularly the vulnerable, which is the women at the workplace. So as we are here today, we are happy that this campaign is on to have the convention ratified in Ghana. And we in our workplace, particularly GAU, we have decided that in our collective agreements, there are sufficient provisions to deal with violence at the workplace. We also try to develop very robust structures of reporting at the workplace, and then how we can resolve those matters. But certainly, we can't do that alone. And that's why we are excited and indeed privileged that there is this collaboration, not only with ActionAid, but with all like-minded institutions and individuals to ensure that we have a workplace where people can have joy, happiness, and then their rights will not be trampled upon. I have personally, in my over 27 years at the forefront of being an industrial relations officer, come across many, many women at the workplace who have resigned from their workplaces because of harassment. I have, unfortunately, experienced this, and it's one of the reasons why I have decided to have a strong personal interest in all these issues to be able to help my sisters who are at the workplace just like their fellow men, just like any other person who has the right to dignity.
There's a certain old man here called Ifo. He came here collected our names he was collecting the names for a certain purpose because he was once our chairman here. And we gave him our names, not knowing he was presenting the names to AMA. So he took the names to AMA and told them that we have agreed that we need containers here. Meanwhile, nobody has sat down to discuss anything with us. So he didn't do, he didn't try by conniving with the AMA, without our consent, without our knowledge.
That's how we put our market. We are tabletop sellers. We sell cables and electrical accessories. But we were here last week and we saw an AMA officer with some guys wearing AMA vest. They came and marked our structures, and we confronted them and they said they will come and demolish our structures. We thought it was a joke or something, but we did a follow-up to the AMA offices, and we met with the authorities there. They said they knew nothing about what we were saying, and for that matter, they will see what they will do about it. Around 7 p.m. in the night, our guys called us again that they are demolishing our structures and all that. But because it was in the night, we couldn't come. We waited till that was yesterday morning. Indeed, when we came, our structures have been demolished, our tables, chairs, and all that. So all what we also did was, there are containers that they have mounted it at where formerly our structures were. We also demolished them, as you can see it over there. And one man, because he said he's MPP financier or something, he want to just come and remove this huge number of people here and bring his containers around, which we are all MPP sympathizers and supporters. So whatever that he did, he should bow down his head in shame.
Then we had a call from all those people who are staying around here that there are some people bringing a container to our places where we are selling. So what happened is that we woke up in the morning early, which is the Sunday morning. We were here. When we came, truly there was container here, about 5 containers, and then we moved them from where we sell. This is the place where we sell, you can see. So we moved them to the other side, and then we left again. Regional minister and some people, we made a call to find out who is behind the containers. We tried our possible, but we are not able to get whoever brought the container. So we left. And then around 10, I got a call around 10 p.m. that some people are demolishing our structures and they are breaking down our chairs, the tables, and so on and so forth. Truly, the following day when we came, it was true. They add some of the containers. It was 5. Now they add 4, making it 9 containers. Each container is double-decker, which can contain about 2 rooms. And then the demolish, you can see these are our structures. They demolish it, our tables, our things that we sell from. We are tabletop sellers. Each table had about 6 or 7 people around one table. So if you are bringing a container, how are we going to cope with it? We cannot. If one person is supposed to buy the container, what are the others going to do?
When it came in the morning, it's true that our properties have been destroyed. So if you look around, they've destroyed our properties, so we are now trying to rebuild again. And some of our containers has been taken away, and we don't know where they have taken them to. Our tables, canopy, and other things, we don't know where it has been taken it to. We went to AMA said they are not aware of what is going on. So we want the government or whoever is behind this to be brought to book. The law should work, because you cannot just stand up. You cannot just stand up and go and destroy someone's property. This country is governed by laws. So we need the laws to work here, because whoever did this must face the law.
So were some of your electricals in the your container, or your things that were destroyed?
Yeah, as it is container, we leave our cables, sometimes our money in the the chopbox and other things. When we cannot find them. We cannot find the containers. The containers, some contain cables and other things. We can't find where they have taken it to. The AMA said they are not aware. So who's behind this thing?
What they are looking for is they don't want the containers there, because they already had their old containers and they had their own tables, which if they are given the nod, they will repaint them, they will refix them to the sizes that they want, and they will rearrange everything in an orderly manner so that we can move forward. But they don't want new containers from anybody. They don't want.
Why?
No, because it is going to create a whole lot of tension there. We don't know these faceless people that are bringing the containers. Imagine me having a space, selling there for 20, 30 years on, and all of a sudden somebody crashing my table and bringing containers. What do you expect will happen? Agitation. So we don't want that to happen in our sector. We are pleading. We want peace. Please.
We don't have any notice. We don't know who is behind the whole thing. There's no notice. The only thing we realize is somebody is bringing a container, which we don't have any idea. Nobody sat down with us to discuss anything with us. Moreover, here we are, we pay AMA tax. We pay, the GAN people they come here to collect their money. So we don't know what is going on. If you want to give us a container, you have to negotiate with us for us to agree whether we'll be able to buy them or we cannot. But there is nothing like that. These are the containers. Just that what happened is that we tried our possible best to they destroy our structures, so we also destroy some of them. So these are the containers.
I'm also here, so they've done a lot to us. It affected our daily lives, as you understand. Because you can't just jump in without our notice and start, doing anything on your own powers or something like that. We have asked all the authorities, but they say they don't know anything about it. How can this happen?
So what are you, as a team, going to do about this?
Like, as you can see, we are trying to, reorganize ourselves, and then, like the way they say they don't know anything about it. We are waiting till we get to the point that here is the person that did this to you people. So what do you want as a compensation or something like that? We do what, like we estimate what we lost to the person for the person to pay.
They want you to sell in containers. How much is it going to cost you?
Okay, what we heard is that they are going to sell it one at 50,000 cedis. And how much is our income? The income that we are using here to do our business. How much is it? And you are collecting 50,000 for a container. That means that you want all of us to go back to our hometowns, our villages. Are you getting it? How much is our income? How much is our capital? Our capital is how much? And you are going to take 50,000 per container. And look at the container, that small containers. We can't afford it.
And how many people have been affected so far?
Over here, we are more than 500. More than 500. You see, each table takes about 5 or 6 or 8 people. And if you put one container, it can take the size of 3 tables. And if each table is taking about 8 people, 24. So if one person buys the container at 50,000 Ghana cedi, subtract 1 from 24. Where are the 23 people going? Where are they going to work? Are you getting me? Where are they going to work? Meanwhile, we are in a COVID season. Everybody is suffering. Things are not going on well. The government promised to give us money to even do our business. We didn't get some of the money, the loans that they promised us. We haven't gotten some. And the little that we are using to manage ourselves to, somebody with his own interest, selfish interest, want to sack us. He want to deny us from working here. How are we going to pay our rents? How are we going to pay our bills? And even our kids' school fees?
The containers, was it for free or you were going to pay for it?
He wants us to hire it, and we learned he has done some at Cantamanto and all those areas. And 5 years, you have to pay 30,000 for 5 years. So he was doing it for us to hire it. But even if that is what you plan doing, you should come around, sit down with us, dialogue with us, and see the way forward. But you can't just stand up one day and come around to say because you are an MPP financier, you use your powers or your authority to destroy our structures and mount your containers here. We will not allow.
Do you need containers?
The reason why we said containers will not help is, as you can see, there are manholes around. If you mount containers here, if the manhole are full and it bursts, it will destroy the place. So if you mount containers here, it will not help.
This story is a very bad story to affect our small boys members, because these days there's no work, and then the boys will not be informed. One day when I come from, I think Saturday evening, somebody brought the container. They call me in the Sunday morning that what is going on. The Monday morning when I come to work, we see the policemen are come here plenty because the containers are destroyed, and those boys are selling on the table. Those boys are on one table. There are 5, 6, 7 people at one table to sell their goods. And then if you want to sell the container to them, nobody have money to buy a container. If somebody get money to buy one container, what about the 5 people remaining? They're not able to get any work to do, nowhere to go. Yeah, that's the problem. So we won't allow anybody to bring containers to this area. And moreover to the container, we want to put electricity inside. When you put light inside, it can bring shock to the metal body. When the rain fall or somebody go near the container, it can give shock. When there's a fire outbreak too, there's no fire people can never bring a car. Can never bring any truck here to go and quench that fire. So you want that place to make vacant for everybody to free movement. So you will prefer the table than the containers.
So you side with the boys to keep selling on the table instead of a container?
Yes, of course, because the Yakam people, they are coming up. Nobody have capital. Maybe somebody can raise 40,000 or 30,000 to pay for container. Nobody.
So is it too expensive? That's why you still want them to sell on the table?
not expensive as such. There's a store on the back. So if you put all the containers, you are blocking the view on those stores too at the back. That's another one. And then two, I'm talking about the fire outbreak too, for security reason. So all these things, we consider all these things factors before we can allow the container. But now, we don't allow for any container to come here.
The whole exercise is uncalled for, and it's not even legitimate. The fact that AMA was not involved, as the mayor himself has admitted, and that it was done by people who think they have some connections or otherwise. You can't do such an exercise without the involvement of the people who are already there, and then even with the associations. And so we have had meetings with the mayor, who have been very helpful in this direction and have been truthful that whoever engaged with those private people did not pass through the correct channels. And our very selves, we are not also going to sit down for anybody to use any influence from whichever corner to come and bully it into submission. As you saw at Opera Square, the boys are very ready to meet up force with force, and that it won't help anybody. It doesn't serve anybody's interest. For these guys who have been there for over 30 years, for one person to just come out of nowhere and say that because I'm connected somewhere, I'm using my influence to bring you containers. This container issue came up during Jerry Branson's time. The tabletop people have suggested to AMA that they want to make containers for convenience sake. And they have rejected because they said that this is a lorry park and they have so many hydrants, water hydrants, and that they don't want the place to be bulky like that. So they are very okay with the tabletop arrangement. And they've demarcated with red lines. If you have seen at the Opera Square, they have demarcated with red lines. So what is the essence for anybody to even go back to something that AMA itself aborts? And in the first instance, it's also going to block the view of other shops. And so we have to look at the whole thing in a comprehensive manner, and especially when the locus of the person who has come in here, the person has no locus. He is not AMA, is not because everything has to be streamlined by AMA, not under the purview or under prerogative of a single individual.
Now that their shops have been destroyed, are they going to be compensated?
Oh, yeah. From what is happening now, we will talk it down with them, unless we have a very peculiar situation where somebody has lost so much. But otherwise, this small thing, because it happened on Sunday, and most of the time they load their goods into some shops, and so the effect is minimized. But otherwise, if you have any reason to pursue any compensation, we'll also bring it out. But for now, the assurance that have been given to us by Mayor is very refreshing. Which is? The fact that the guys should continue to do their work whilst we find out solutions into the container issue, whether they should go back to the container or should be at the tabletop. Even that, we are going to insist that it shouldn't involve the person who came to do that. If you are at Opera Square yesterday, they nearly wanted to lynch the person. It means that there's no good faith in such a person or a developer or whatever we call them. And then I'll take this opportunity to plead on authorities to be mindful of some of these exercises, because the traders are not going to sit down for anybody to use its influence or this thing, because we are equal stakeholders, and that the fact that we also have every responsibility to take care of our families and all that. Nobody is going to sit down, and Guta will not sit down for our members to be treated the way it was done on Sunday. It won't happen, and we will call on other sectors who have similar problems with private developers who are maltreating them. Should, as matter of urgency, let us know so that we can lump the whole issues together and solve it.
Those were some traders speaking to GhanaWeb. According to them, they are not interested in working in a container, but would still want to operate on their tabletops. Ernestina Sawa Asante, reporting for GhanaWeb.
More than 2,000 people die every year from road accidents in Ghana. Apart from these 2,000 people that die, another close to 15,000 are left with injuries. Some they can't walk ever again. Some they can't handle anything with their hands. They have their hands cut off due to accidents. And these accidents are caused mainly by bad roads, carelessness on the part of drivers. You and I being careless on our roads leads to so many deaths, so many fatalities. It's about time we make road safety part of our daily livelihoods. The practice of road safety, abiding by the rules and regulations, and also allowing the police to enforce their laws. Police, enforce your laws wholeheartedly without bending the rules to suit Tom, Dick, or Harry. Road accidents are killing every day. I keep saying it that the seriousness we attach to prevention of COVID-19, if we attach that same seriousness to the prevention of road accidents, we will reduce our accidents rate by more than 50%. My name is Bice Osekofo. Dodona Frame Obuo. Tie Papa Driver. Tie Mr. Passenger. Tie motor rider, yen famo, yen home buying. Afe wote kren wa woke mua menfa, mentena woke stiachi no monsa, a sign, bruni friend accident. Do the right thing, save a life.
Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the part and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you are denying funny face.
It's not my brother.
Today you are denying funny face.
I don't know him.
You don't know funny face.
It's not my brother.
You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Huabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
From the dawn of time, people have engaged in several businesses. With the onset of technology and innovation, life has relatively been made easier. By using debit or credit cards,
Mobile banking.
Thank you. And your favorite, mobile money?
tech has indeed married business. On BizTech, we spend time with faces behind known and upcoming businesses in the country.
Learn more about the new technologies and innovation,
as well as find out about the trending issues in the world of business.
Join us as we serve you with a variety of compelling interviews, projects, and others right here on GhanaWeb TV.
Everybody has a role to play in avoiding accidents as well as preserving lives in the events of any. As such, the Ghana National Fire Service, one of our partners in the GhanaWeb Road Safety Campaign, is in today's edition going to educate us about their role as an institution as far as the subject of road safety and accident management is concerned. We are here to talk to Assistant Divisional Officer, Grade 1, Ezra Mingle at the Ghana National Fire Service, to tell us what the role of the National Fire Service is about in terms of accident and road safety management. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Okay. So where does the fire service come in to save lives in the event of accidents?
Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion. Of course,
the question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you're denying funny face. It's not my brother. Today you're denying funny face. I don't know him. You don't know funny face. It's not my brother. You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Huabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
It's our last episode of People and Places with focus on the people of Ikuapem and their history. We've learned a lot so far, but let's see what this last segment has for us. Our guest is still Nana Ado Kwata, the Asafo Kuntihene of the Ikuapems. Nana, let's talk about chieftaincy.
Okay.
Who is qualified to be a chief?
Among the royal family members, we have what we call elders and the Obushapeni. If it is on a matrilineal line, then the women folk, they have a leader whom we termed as a Brewetia.
Okay.
Then we have the elders or the women elders whom we call Miampenfu.
Okay.
So the Abrewetia together with Miampenfu sits. They sit down to select one of their children or the royals whom they think for the stool.
Okay.
Based on certain qualities and clarifications. For example, that person, if by reducing it to a level, if he's an uncle, a nephew, or grandson, or that in that order, or his matrilineal mother is the oldest among the sisters, they pick from that area. In short, there is a family tree to trace and find the one suitable for the stool.
Okay. But how did this system come to place? Who decided that it's the Abrewatia and the Miam Penyifu who should decide who the king or the chief should be?
Okay. In every royal house, in order not for confusion to ensue, you know, they sat down during the olden times and came out with a plan that this is how things must be done so that peace and tranquility will prevail in all the houses.
Okay. Now we know the role of the Abrewatia.
Yes, sure.
Does the Ikuapem system have queen mothers?
Yes.
And if they do, who are they and what is their role?
The queen mother. The queen mother is in charge of all the women folks in the township.
Okay.
But in Ikuapem, the queen mother doesn't have that authority to nominate somebody from a ruling house.
Who is the queen mother?
The reason being, all our stools, houses, are on rotational basis.
Okay.
We are not on one line. We are on rotational basis. For example, I gave mine as an example. I'm from Buaf. My respected uncle, the Kuruntin of Ikuapem, the senior divisional chief, he is from Achiman.
Okay.
Now the queen mother is from Achiman. So this queen mother don't know us in Buaf. He don't know us. So he cannot come into Buaf and select somebody to be a chief. If you ask her, who is my grandmother, he doesn't know. See what I'm saying? But the Abrewetia from my house knows everybody in the house. And he knows the right person to be on the throne. So the Abrewetia has the capacity to nominate somebody from the house.
So the Abrewatia is more powerful than the queen mother?
No. The queen mother is powerful than the Abrewetia. But when it comes to instrument, selection of candidate, Abrewetia has his role. He is to elect that person, nominate that person to the queen mother. The queen mother is an elector.
Okay.
Is an elector. In this world, we can never get a nominee and elector at the same time. You can nowhere can somebody be a nominee and elector at the same time? That is despotic. You can't do that anywhere, the whole world. So somebody has to nominate, and you go and do verification if the person qualifies to be on the throne, and that is the election.
Okay. So the Abrewatia will nominate for the Queen Mother.
Yes.
And the Queen Mother does her investigations.
I was nominated by Maya Abrewatia. She nominated me and gave me to my Ebusuapenyi, and my Ebusuapenyi took me to the Queen Mother and told the Queen Mother, the Kuntinyama, that this is the candidate we prefer to be the Osafoyene of Kurunti Division. The Queen Mother will sit and say, okay, Osafoyene is a bad guy. Once upon a time, he was in prison from 1973 to 1989. He has been in prison more than, that sort of thing. He cannot be. Then you call the Abrewatia again, your candidate is rejected. You have another 2 chances. So he is to bring another person again. But the Queen Mother cannot come into the Boafopenyi house and say that instead of me, he prefer my younger brother. No.
Because she doesn't know.
He doesn't know the people there.
The people in the house.
He doesn't know them. No. Okay. It's never done anywhere, and you shouldn't encourage it at all. Okay. That is my beef.
Okay. So you mentioned that the Abrewatia has 2 more nominations if the Queen Mother rejects one.
Yes.
After those 2 are also rejected, then what happens?
If the 2 are, definitely the 2 will not be rejected. Okay. Definitely 1 to be installed. Sure. If the 2 is rejected, then it must go to her house again. That means this house doesn't have any candidate.
But that doesn't happen. It hasn't happened.
Normally, that's never happened.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. But I want to know who the Queen Mother is and how she's selected.
The Queen Mother is also selected in the same line. The Abrewatia nominates one of the females.
In a particular house.
In a particular house.
Okay.
And offer him to the kingmakers for verification and scrutinize and everything, and she is accepted. Period. That is how we Ekwapims we know. We have this Abrewatia system. It has been there since time immemorial. The Ashantis are different from us when it comes to this line of chieftaincy. They are from one house. Only the people from the Osetutu dynasty are ruling. So they know them. But ours is Oforukuma came with his sisters. 3 sisters. See what I'm saying? And the 3 sisters are separate. The Amoja, the Nkatia, and the Sechiabia. And for 300 years. So how can you come from Amoja and detect that this person from Sechiabia is supposed to be a chief?
So those 3 sisters are the 3 stools?
Yes.
The 3 houses?
The 3 houses. The gates.
Okay.
Yes.
That the Okuapehini comes from?
That's it.
Okay. And the same for the Queen Mothers too?
For the Queen Mothers too.
Those 3 houses?
Yes, 3 houses. Okay. So currently the Queen Mother is at Nketia. When it's not there, that is not what we wish. But when it's not there today, it goes to Sechiabia. Because it's on rotational. It goes to Sechiabia. In the same vein, the Abrewatia will nominate somebody among the female royals to be on the throne. It's as simple as that. Very simple and straightforward.
Okay. So talking about...
Being royals, most times we are difficult. That is our lifestyle.
Okay. So then let's talk a little about what happened with the installation of this Okuapehini.
Yeah, sure.
What went wrong?
Something went wrong. Something went wrong. The only thing some of us saw is Queen Mother entered into that house and picked somebody. He's supposed to have allowed them to do their own selection.
And bring it to her.
Bring it to her. That's all. It could be A, it could be B, it could be C. Let them fight there for 1 year. Kill themselves. They will come out to one person at the end of the day. And look at man, we are ready to accept that person.
So it wasn't in her place to have
No,
done that.
wrong.
So what's after the whole thing, have things been cleared with the Abiwatia and the Queen Mother?
Yes, because at the end of the day, the court is the highest order. The court has ruled. So we all support what the court said.
But I mean, traditionally, is there peace between both camps?
The Queen Mother
and the Abiwatia? No, and the Abiwatia.
And the Abiwatia.
Yes.
There's supposed to be peace. I don't see anything wrong. And bet me, it could be so, but in about 3-4 months later, everything will be all right.
So what's this thing I hear about some people bringing rams and it's being refused and all of that?
My lady is taking me into a very massive, controversial issues. You heard of rams and whatever, schnapps and whatever, you know. I think the authority is looking for peace.
Okay.
Peace must prevail in the Equapium. I don't see anything wrong. They didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
But the misinterpretation of the whole issue brought these troubles and whatever we had.
Okay.
It's just unfortunate.
Okay.
Maybe the presentation wasn't done well, or maybe people misconstrued the idea of the whole thing, which I cannot say because I don't know much about that area.
Okay. All right.
But all what I know is the authority is trying to pacify for peace to prevail, which didn't work out.
Okay.
But I don't know much about who requested for what or who did what. So that one is above me.
All right. Let's get back to the issue of chieftaincy.
Yeah, sure.
How many chiefs have you had, the Ikwiapims, and who has been your oldest so far?
The current one is the 24th. Yeah. And the oldest is Osiadio Nanado Dankwa.
How old was he? Okay.
Yes. He ruled for 41 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And at what age did he become chief?
At the age of 44.
Okay.
At the age of 44.
That was the oldest chief.
Some of them came
at a more older age. But he ruled the oldest.
Yes, he ruled for long.
Okay.
41 years, yes.
All right. Let's take a short break. We'll be back to learn more about chieftaincy and other issues.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next. To be
I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you're denying funny face. It's not my brother. Today you're denying funny face. I don't know him. You don't know funny face. It's not my brother. You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
Welcome back. This is still People and Places, and before the break we were talking about chieftaincy and how the selection process is supposed to be. We continue the conversation. Nana, Osadeoyo Kwesi Akufo the second. Can you please tell us about him and his role as the Okuapehini, especially seeing that he's the youngest on the paramount seat so far? Yeah.
Okay. Osadeoyo Kwesi Akufo is a man of many parts. First of all, he schooled in Ghana, went to United States, and graduated from one of the good universities, gained unemployment, and proceeded to do his master's. But then, intervention came in, he has to come down for this great job. He has been around for the past 3 years because of this litigation and whatever that has delayed so many things. But eventually, he has got the nod to be the Okuapehini. He is our overlord, and he oversees the whole of Okuapehini. All the Okuapehini states is under his care. And we all respect him and we give him that mandate to rule us. Osadeoyo Kwesi Akufo gained an employment even in Ghana during the litigation time with the UN as a youth ambassador. And there again, he played an extraordinary role there. I said that he's a man of many parts because with his youthful exuberance, he can enter into so many spheres. And we can see how about just 6 weeks on his ascension to the imperial throne, how people coming from all angles with business and with other things, I mean, trying to boost Okuapman or bring Okuapman to a standard. That is what all of us we are looking up to. A leader who can carry the mantle and go before. And I think he has all the qualities he deserves. We pray that he will continue like this for Okuapehini to get to the top.
Okay, let's go back a little into history, or a little back in time. So we had Nana Kwesi Akufo, the first, who left over a period, came back, and was made Abebu. Okay. This current Okuapehini is Kwesi Akufo, the second. Is he not supposed to be the third?
Okay, that thing came up. Some of us, it was a bit controversial. But I think the mistake, or whatever they call it, was from the National House of Chiefs, that is supposed to be the third. But some of us still didn't like it, because the man who came first and came second was the same person. So we don't see the reason why this one coming as the third, because it has happened before. Nana Kwamfuri Okuapehini was distilled. First we had Kwamfuri the first. When he died, then Nana Kwesi Akufo came. Then we had Nana Kwamfuri the second, and he was distilled. He went and came back again as Kwamfuri the second.
Okay.
The books are there. So we don't see why they tackle it this way. But we'll still argue out and see what will happen. Because it has happened before. And the records are there.
Okay.
There are arguments. I think we are to work it out very well. Yeah.
But when Kwesi Ofori the first, Kwesi Akufu, sorry, the first left, within the 10-year period, who was filling his seat?
Nano Furukuma came in.
Okay.
Nano Furukuma came in. When he was stool, Nano Furukuma came in. And after Nano Furukuma, then he came back again in 1920.
What had happened to Nano Ofori?
Furukuma also was distilled.
Okay.
You see, during that period, distillment was very frequent. That's why we see Osiadioyo Adodankwa III as a peacemaker, a man who actually brought Ukapman to a level unprecedented. To me, he's one of the best chiefs ever. Osiadioyo Adodankwa III. Because Ekuapim, you see, it's not an easy group. We are a heterogeneous society. We have the Guans, the Okiri, the Kamenes, the Eburi, the remnants of Akwemu, you know, and the Akins. And when you sit in a traditional council with such a group, it's not easy. When you go to Achim, Ochinyin is having all of them as Achims. When you go to Asante is having all of them as Asantis. But here, it's not like that. It's not like that. So, our system here is a bit difficult. So, the stillment before was very frequent. And Osiadioyo managed to hold the fort.
He was even tempted times.
Yes. He managed to hold the fort for 41 years.
Wow.
Credit to that great man.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And I know there's someone called the Okra of the chief.
Yes.
Can you explain that for us?
He is the soul, the embodiment of the chief. That boy sitting in front of him carries the Oboman. And that is the spiritual of Ukrapman. He's holding it, he's carrying it, and he sits in front of him. He's the embodiment. And you offer him a food, and it's not from the chief's parish, that necklace, Utie, yes. So always you meet him carrying the thing in his hand. That means he has entered a place and eating, you know, which is unlawful. And that signal that in Tree we say he's unlawful. Somebody eating from people's house, we say, yeah. So that is one thing about.
Can someone refuse to be a chief or an Okra or a queen mother?
Yeah, you can refuse. You can refuse. I mean, when the selection, they ask you to come and do it, you can tell them, no, maybe this is my background, I cannot be. Yeah. You know, nowadays, you can see people struggling for. So how do somebody refuse? People are struggling for it. So.
And the Okra?
The Okra.
Before you're born, can you be an Okra? Since it's by houses.
It's by houses, and as I'm telling you, the Okra, they are selected at a very young age.
At what age?
Between 6, 7, 8, thereabouts. So he doesn't know much.
Okay. Then let's go to major challenges of the Ikuapem people. What would you term as your major challenges?
That's one I gave you, that we are heterogeneous. We are in different segments, you see. So that makes it very difficult, many a times. You know, we've been living together for over 300 years. We understand each other very well. There is that brotherhood between all of us. But at a certain point in time, there are disagreements. So that makes things very difficult at times. But we are living very peaceful. We've been coexisting for 300 years. It's not easy thing, but you know, even twins, they do fight.
Yeah.
So the same thing applies to us.
Okay. Okay. And what can you, as people of Ikuapem, boast of in terms of resources, natural resources? For instance, the Asantes boast of gold. They say Otokoko Sonana and all of that. What resources do you boast of as Ikuapems?
All what I will tell you is, that's why the Ikuapems, we don't waste time in going to school, because that is our only weapon. Now we are being challenged because schooling is all over in Ghana. So now we cannot talk much of it anymore. But previous years, all teachers in Ghana were from Ikuapem. Every school in Ghana in about 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, are Ikuapems. Yes, but now it has turned because everybody is schooling now. We thank God for that.
How is it benefiting you?
Now we check the current. That's why somebody said Kufuor government is nepotism. Not that. At the time of going in for Chief Justice, my sister qualifies, Sophia qualifies to be a Chief Justice. So, when they were looking for IGP, our brother qualifies to be the IGP. So,
okay.
When they were looking for Chief Attorney General, again my sister Gloria, you know. So I don't see the nepotism people were saying here. But these are people with that qualification to that position. I don't know. I mean, there can be so many people around us, people were putting up, yes. But in line even, I think Sophia qualified at that time to be a Chief Justice. So, what else can we do?
How about cocoa?
We brought the cocoa here from Venedepo, but our lands were not fertile for it.
Okay.
So it traveled all the way from here to Sefi, to Brongahafo, to Ashanti region, and it is now effective crop in Ghana. But we don't have it here now. That's it. So we cannot talk much about it. Because when you pass through our areas here, we don't have it. But we are living on gravels. So how can you plant cocoa here? It's impossible.
Yeah.
So we planted in certain areas, and even we never, succeed. And our language, the Twi language, the first Bible, everything was in Twi, Ekuapem Twi. It was through there, they translated it into Ga, they translated it into Ewe, they translated it to Asante and Akim Twi. You see what I'm saying? Yes, sure. So that is our resources. We don't have gold, we don't have diamond. Even our language, the Ekuapem itself, is going down because the Ashantis are majority. Out of the population of about 30-something million, they alone can boast of about, if I'm not mistaken, about 12 million. And how can 1 million people stand face to face with 12 million people? They will, outclass you.
Yeah.
So, definitely, our Twi, Mepacha Wisi, is gone. Now we're all saying Mese. So, that is that. Our next neighbor, Joabin, speak Asante. Even the Achims, they are speaking Asante. So where are we now? Yes.
Before we go though, let's talk about language. What's the language of the Ekuapem people?
Ekuapem Twi. But we have our native languages too. As I said, the Guans, they speak the Guan language. The Okre, they speak the Chiripon language. No, but our major language is the Twi, Ekuapem Twi. Yes, but they speak their native languages. But from Ekropong up to Eburi down to Sound, we speak Tree. But they, when they are various townships, they speak Latte or this thing. But they speak Tree. When you go there, it's Tree that they speak. School every day do Tree.
But you have Guans.
We have Guans.
Okay.
They have the Latte, the people from Latte and its surroundings.
Okay.
And the Okere, the Chipons. They also speak their own language. Yeah.
Thank you very, very much. It's been an extensive lecture and I've learned a lot. I'm pretty sure all our viewers have been educated about everything about the Ikuapins. We are so grateful for having us. Thank you so much. That would be all for today and this edition. We spent a day in the palace of the Kronti Asafohene, Nana Addo Kwata, and he's educated us a lot about the history of the Ikuapim people. Thank you for joining us. Till we meet in the next edition, my name is Wandami Hagan, and this is People and Places.
Over the past week, a group of people in Ghana have made headlines, and that is because management of the Achimota school decided to revoke the admission of a student who was wearing a dreadlock. This student is apparently a Rastafarian. The school has either asked the student to do away with the dreads or miss out on his admission. It has become a major topic in the country. So today we are sitting with some members of the Rastafarian community to discuss this issue as well as gain an insight into the dealings in their community. This is Say It Loud on GhanaWeb TV. I am George AC. We'll be right back. So welcome back. This is still Say It Loud on GhanaWeb TV. I am George AC, and today I have with me
Nanaya Opuni, known as Ejaba or Oman Lawyer.
And you?
Ni Kwaku, known popularly as Black Eye, musician and artist,
So today we are here to discuss with you about the Achimota issue and other issues emanating thereof, and to gain an insight into your community. So let me start with you. If we talk of Rastafarianism, what really is Rastafarianism?
Well, Rastafarianism, what you say, Rastafari, because there's nothing like Rastafarianism, it's Rastafari. And the name Rastafari is an Amharic word, so it comes from Ethiopia, the word itself, but Rastafari is a way of liberty, and it's an African culture as well. So we, the Rastafari group, is a people that, have been here from anciency. So we just here back again in this modern dispensation, just teaching the old ways in the new day. So when you say Rastafari is the name of our king. And our king and God, in a way. But we don't even want to use God in a way, because when we use the word God, people understand, their understanding is way thrown off. So we say the manifestation of the Most High in flesh itself, the manifestation of it. So Rastafari, Ras means head, and Tafari means creator. So Rastafari is an Ethiopian king from Ethiopia, Abyssinia, and we, the black people of the world and the righteous people of the world, now are healing up our black king, which we've been doing it from ancient in all the indigenous cultures already.
Okay, but then we've heard the religious twist to Rastafari. Yeah. Is Rastafari a religion?
Well, Rastafari is a liberty. You know, because religion, what is it? What is religion? Religion is a set of rules set by another man to try and lead the next man to the way of perfection. But Rastafari is a spiritual trod. And what is spirituality? Spirituality is the natural way that you connect with the Most High, wherever you can find yourself on the planet. So that means when you go to India, they have a way to call God, but they're connecting to the God or the creator or the supreme being. So spirituality runs across all, you know, but it's not a religious sect to me. I don't know if we can classify it under a religious movement, you know.
But based on what you have said and based on our setting, maybe we can say that Rasta is a religion. Okay. Fine. Is Rasta, how, from where you sit and from where you know, how well is Rasta recognized in Ghana?
Well, it's a dynamic question, you know, because we exist in Ghana. I would say we are here, but I would say people and the people at the top are refusing to recognize that we are here, but we are adding our quota to this nation. We are in all aspects of life in this nation. You come to farming, we are there. You come to production, we are there. You come to music, we're visible everywhere. You come to teaching, we are there. We are in some of the teaching institutions, you know. So we are here, but we don't know whether we not being recognized is intentional or unintentional. But we've been steadily adding our quota to this nation.
From what he has said, do you feel like Rasta or Rastafarians are being marginalized in this country? Do you see yourself as a minority group?
Yeah, but first of all, I have some case here, and then I think say ebia inimre ene said you bit me a treachery mo send you say, but kakre bit me can say Ghana mine Rastafari na ye kano enye bibi foforo ana bibi stronku bi a sebi obi akofa free baby ana e free baby ana ye de ba ha Rastafari eye yan ye de, but ebia kasanse sanye inti no ye nim sebi a ye kan Rastafari ye kan bibi foforo. Ghana mine Rastafari na ye kan nyina kire say empese obi a nyame abɔ na enipasu bia no wo etirinwi se otirinwi efu na nyame abɔ se otirinwi wo otirinwi eti se otirinwi efu no sabi isi aya na yerefi ana ye nsua de ana bia like me brand kan ye deliberately no aya na ye de ani ebu yani eye niema bi Rasta a ye kan no ekire suban pa obi a owantete obi a nyamesuro ewanimu obi a onpe basabasa obi a onye nipa bone obi a ye de yense no onyo itini ye gina ma ye nyina ye gina a ye pese ye kire nyina ne se ye wo nyamesuro ye wo nipa do ye wo abode mu do eno ne ne ye ka no na ne ye kan Rastafari no a me bra ka say America sa no America sa Ethiopia kasa na akan kasa Ghana man akan kasa nti Rastafari nya de foforo bia Ghana de.
So back to my question, do you feel the Rasta community is marginalized in this country?
Very well. Omo imagine so many ways omo yiye mu because omo ntiase and omo nim say na make am some foreign culture bia ye pese ye impose wa ha. But send make an ye mpesa yen sa mpesa no na inipa bibi man yen ye tirinwi send ye tirinwi su etie no ye tirinwi na bom ponche ekekere ebo apapo intisi ye ja ye tirinwi said nyame boy yen na ye tirinwi dey automatically no ebobo apo na generation ko ni ama sa misunderstanding we nyina akoba ene yen man mufo ana Ghana man ente yenya sibiem ne say yɛne western world ɛyɛ aborɔfo no ewiase nsesa yɛ baayɛ no eduru baabi a na yɛn abibifoɔ no akɔyɛ sɛ ɛsɛ nya world communicate yɛne yɛn ho di nkutaho ana yɛhu sɛ nneɛma bi a ne yɛn yɛ abibifoɔ no so yɛ laake ɛsa ɛfa ne sɛ den ɛfa abɛɛfo nneɛma abɛɛfo de akosi broni ɛyɛ ɛluple kaa ntaadeɛ ahonyadeɛ saa nneɛma wɔ nyina na yɛn abibifoɔ no yɛ laake saa materials wɔ yi nti obi ɛbrɛ wo saa nneɛma no ɔno no ɔde ɔhyɛ ɛne control ana yɛ den ɔde brɛ wo sɛ asana bɛma wei no ɛsɛ woyɛ sei asana nti generation bi baayɛ ɛma yɛn abibifoɔ no yɛgyi yɛn nipa yɛsesa yɛn nipa su sɛnea ne yɛteɛ no ama ɛnɛ example ne sɛ corona abɛn ɛde new world order na aba ɛde new generation of new set of ideology new set of people ɛna ɛde abɛwi ase but unim eti saa na ɛkɔba amere bi sɛ ɛyɛ na abibifoɔ yɛyɛ mpɛsɛmpɛsɛ a yɛyɛ rastafari ɛna yɛyɛ kan rastafari no saa mpɛsɛmpɛsɛ no eduruma bi ma yɛde new life a yɛfɛ sɛsi a no yɛde abɛɛfo nneɛma no aba yɛbɛkɔ asɔre yɛde institution aba yɛbɛkɔ school yɛbɛkɔ ekuakuo nti sɛsi a no ekuo bi a wɔbɛkɔ biara no ɛne emu mmra ɛne emu nhyehyɛeɛ nti yɛde bɛsesa nipasu mebree but ɛnyɛ yɛn nyinaa na ɛsesa yɛn ebi mu rebelling yɛ sɛdeɛ ɛnɛ yɛde coronavirus ɛduro vaccine aba yɛsi ebi mu wɔ ebi mu so ɔmo nwɔ no saa na ɛkɔ yɛyɛ yɛsi mo nyi mu ti mo nkɔ sukuu mo nyi mu ti mo nkɔ asɔre mo nyi mu ti mo nkɔ pɛ adwuma yɛsi yɛn nkɔ yɛde yɛn mpɛ adwuma yɛn sɛne nyame bɔɔ yɛn na yɛteɛ no saa na yɛbɛyɛ yɛn so yɛwɔ nimdeɛ wɔ nyansa wɔ tumi bi wɔ mu ebetumi di ayɛ den ɛdevelop yɛn nipa su nti yɛn nkɔ yɛn nea obi hyɛ yɛn anaa yɛn nyame ɛmfɛ maa yɛn nti rastafari na yɛka ne nyinaa no ɛyɛ yɛn yɛgyina sɛ yɛn pɛ sɛ yɛbɛyɛ basabasa na enipa nso nte ase nti no enipa ayiyi mu nti baabi a ɛsɛ yɛnya dibrɛ baabi a ɛsɛ yɛnya akwanya baabi a ɛsɛ yɛnya baabi a enipa yɛbɛtumi akyerɛ yɛ adwen anaa yɛn nso yɛbɛtumi ada yɛn ho adi no sɛbi ayɛ ana akoto sin na yɛni saa akwanya no nti ɛyɛ yimu kɛseɛ paa.
You've spoken about this segregation and being like Rastafarians being alienated or relegated to the background. Is it a matter of misconception on what Rastafarianism is really about? Do people not just understand you people?
Yes, I'm part no crap because omonti ase omufi say utwa mpesa sebi onka nipa ho o de wabodam ana wunnim die bia untimi mobra untimi entumpon e wabrabom ana omunim se sebi yesi yeyisu ahahan a no mato ne din se abronsam tawa wi omato ne din mebre ba ye de enim se e ahahan anyankopon abo se nipa yendi enduaba ne yeni ahahan se ye duro ene ye den ye duane se de Genesis 2:28 no eka no say I've given you the grass and the herbs as food and medicine no ye gidi enti ye mfa ye hahan sam eni agro enti ye wa hahan bi a ye di a sabi enipa tagi se eye edubone a eno so no omu se e bi a sa hahan no e wo ye ho a ana e kan ye ho a na omu bu yanimti akra omu sabi omu mpese gebeben ana ombeti ase obibia mu enti ni nyina aka ho.
So from what he's saying, the biggest misconception that Rastafarians suffer has to do with marijuana,
yes,
or Indian hemp.
Yes, yes.
What is the difference between Rastafarianism and marijuana?
Well, it's a special one, but we have to take it. We have to decipher this thing on different levels, you know. Because the Rasta man uses everything that God created for him on earth. So everything that is natural, everything that is far from artificial, the Rasta man says 100%. We want it, and we have a special relationship with the herb too, because the herb is like a sacrament. It's a sacrament to us, you know, and even. Those times they didn't believe us, but now science has proven that, and science has proven that this herb do so much healing, you know. So it's just like when we take it, we're healing ourselves, you know. So and we have been using this you know, in our tradition, in our culture, you know, from creation, you know. So we just try continuing a trad that is being from creation. But then you have to understand where the misconception is coming from. You understand me? Because when you look at history, it's just recently that, you know, cannabis was banned in the world. And who did that? It's America. And who did that? Is Eisenhower. He was in charge of the CIA those days. And so you have to understand the dynamics, who really banned this whole crop throughout the world, right? So what we are saying is that when you read and you study where the ban is coming from, you would understand. And so when we in Ghana taking stuff wholesomely and saying that this herb is not good, guess what? The same doctors are in America making studies. Our doctors here and the doctors in America read the same the same books and also the same researches. So Disiano, doctors Omowa America, Sisiano, they have done research and seen that this herb is actually curing cancer. It has properties that is curing other diseases. So we as Rasta, we cure ourselves with most of the natural things of the world, and herb happens to be part of what Jah created for us on earth.
So there is actually a relationship between Rastafarianism and Indian hemp, and that relationship actually transcends into your understanding of herbs.
Exactly. It transcends into our diet, because the Rasta man eats something that you call ital, and ital means it's devoid of artificial, right? And you know, ital also means to eat something close to you by the land, from the land. So it actually transcends into our full lifestyle, our knowledge of food, our knowledge of herbs, our knowledge of medicine.
People argue and you counter argue. The argument from the other side is that this thing contributes to crime. It contributes to mental health issues. It contributes to a whole lot of social vices. Does Rasta have counterfacts to dispute this in argument of the legalization?
Well, highly facts me bray. I know na me brand can you know. On my instances ni facts. I actually say sebi. So ufi say ahina o categorizing say a drubone no. One categorizing ama criminals and robbers, gangsters, and murderers, and bibi o categorizing man a drugs issue. And we know where drugs issue and drug department issues goes. We know what is called police department. Why do you classify drugs to criminal issues or criminalities? And your common sense. Ufi se nipa no sebi edro no one go wia. Yes, sir, be our call for obi pharmaceutical, our call for obi pharmaceutical, and our call for obi foam, and our call for obi asu yet. One Korea. Where comes the criminality attached? Now, watch you know, if we say ebehani ni pesu, and I be a obey drug addict, ebemana bodam. Pesa uma or mine cost no money ye. Now pesa will produce more criminals, any robbers, every jailhouse. Because innocent person out here no now they no call to jail no. Or no see what you know any hang out taba kupeu and I actually not go to jail for 10 good years. Who expect say obe free jail hobe ba no na oyeni pesu ben. Na busa say odini ko jail no na adwuma be no ye. Na what is his responsibilities? One share on mine cost one share ni die na odini pa we akoto jail.
So basically if there is any correlation between mental health issues and cannabis, as he would like me to call it, then probably the institutions should look at the mental health aspect of it and not necessarily to criminalize it. That is exactly what you are trying to say, right?
Yes, sir. Omu who says, ye obi say ukuta ahaina ye say drugs na. Ye funding called drugs department, not drugs professionals and not health professionals, no. And examine say, is it well son says sebi adiena o ye no. Eye mano and adiena o ye no ebe hand dachi. And ye police asem Ghana, your police are some Amodia Hayen, Machicha Mafoko jail, unnecessary. Oh, Tale.
Okay. I believe you also have a comment to make.
I really have one. And first of all, it is not true that in Ghana's case, it is not true that cannabis is related to mental health issues. You know why? Because if you look and you read at the facts and the papers from the psychiatric wards. This is from Pantan. This is their own assessment. They tell you one thing. The biggest thing that creates mental problems in Ghana amongst our people, do you know what it is? Relationship problems. That is the statistics. So if people have to talk with facts, because statistically it's wrong for them to say that cannabis leads people to psychiatric wards. No, in Ghana's case, it has been documented that most of our mental problem cases are actually from relationship issues.
Is Rastafarianism and cannabis all about smoking?
No, no, it's about using the herb. And cannabis is not only about smoking. It's just like any other herb. It comes with so much properties that we don't even know, that we're still researching into.
So as a Rasta, what do you use your cannabis besides smoking?
Well,
how that has come up within the past